Set it up here. Hopefully y'all can see that real good. Hello. Gonna do the sway bar linkage. Like I said, it's probably gonna be a little bit of a long video, but oh well, I'll try to go as fast as I can. I don't use power tools, drills, and stuff like that, just because I'm an idiot sometimes and just kind of get crazy and I'll strip screws. So I like to use hand tools. Not to mention, I just like to use hand tools. I mean, it's one of those things. There might be times when during the video that I'll get quiet or whatever, and that's just, oh well, deal with it. But like I said, I've got the Revo 3.3 converted 2.0 is what he's called. It's got the Castle Sidewinder 8 system. Also has it's the 60 or 90 amp max waterproof. Yada yada. Has a cooling fan. I got to redo the wire on it. But anyways, let's get back to the lecture at hand. First thing you do, I've got to take my ESC mount off because I actually have it mounted to the shock mount here. They provide you with a new mount for it, so you slip it right on like so. Actually, now I can put these back in because they will be out of the way. It's starting to look like I'm going to need to figure out a new place to mount my ESC. So, lucky for you guys, there's a new video, another video, once this one's done. But I went ahead and, yes, unlike most men and most rednecks, I actually did read the instructions first, just simply because I want it to work properly. I want to do it right. I want it to work properly. Yes, I may be redneck and I do some ridiculous things, but I make sure that my shit runs safe, runs right. You know, if it doesn't run right, then why even do it? But you can make shit look really ridiculous and it still work. But I am going to be redoing the mounts as I do and all that stuff. So just so you know, I'm like really just running my mouth right here as I'm going. This one. See, I didn't even. I said there, I gotta put the bar in first. See, but like a man, I only half read the instructions. Now it does show you, because it does have a little curve in it, and it does show you in the instructions which way to actually put the curve, which is towards basically towards the back of the rig. So it goes up and back. Then let's slide that on there. I got a little screw here. I will change these. Shoot. I will change all these screws out eventually over to the stainless, and that's what I'm doing little by little as I rebuild and redo things on this rig. I'm slowly changing them over to the stainless screws. I do like the what are they, the black anodized stainless ones. I do like those just because I like the blacked out look. I'm not that fancy dancy with chrome and I did not see that. Damn it. Trial and error. It is what it is. That's why this is a redneck channel. But I get to do all the little mistakes so you guys can see them and not make them yourself. You're welcome. That's how I look at it. Probably should get some music going on here, but I'm using my damn phone for this. Actually, I'm gonna pause it for now. I'm actually gonna get my radio out and get some music going. And what I'll do is I might jump through and get a few things done, but we'll get it back to you guys here in a minute. Alright guys, I kind of jumped in and got a little bit done here. I got the whole front on. Now these ones in the kit, you get two different sets of the links and two different sets of the spring arms or arms, sway arms. These ones, they come as you can see in black and in chrome or silver, whatever you want to, polished. These are for the back, these are for the front. The links, the longer two are for the front and the shorter will be going on the back. Once you hook this main spring line up or sway line up, like I said again, it goes, I got it down here. You see how spring comes out of the mount and then goes back, then up is the direction that it goes. Take these on upside down. Now they do have two set screws in them, one here and one here on either side, because the hole is bigger. That's just how they have it, but they have two set screws in this. I'm gonna take one out, put blue Loctite on them, and do that through these as well. And then it comes with the longer screws to mount on your rocker arm, and they adjust as needed. But as you can see, it pushes down, which is what it's supposed to do. The big part is if you turn to dip into a corner, it automatically pulls the other spring as well, just some to stop from the dipping. Now when you get the back on, it does the same thing, just in reverse, which helps you with cornering at a high rate of speed. This is great. Now, as you saw in the first part of the video, I had to remove my receiver box mount. I've got a little carbon fiber mount that I had right into the main screws of my shock mounts. Well, what I did is I took, if we can get up in there a little bit, you can, there you go, you can see it. I took the ball joint part of a link head out and made it as a spacer. Used one of my stainless screws, brought it up, which raised it up a little bit, and it sits at a perfect height. It actually rides really nice right there. I'm actually really liking how that sits, and it doesn't impede the sway bar system at all. So there you go, take a look at it that way. I'll do a little bit of adjusting here and there after I get it all on and get it driving and figure out where I want to go. I know everybody asks, or a bunch of people ask, how you run your shocks or your suspension or anything like that. You see mine's kind of a mid-height right now. The big thing is find out where you want to ride, what kind of driving you do, what kind of terrain you're going to be on, and go from there with your suspension ride height, with your tires, all that fun jazz. Once you figure out what type of driving you're going to be doing and your driving style, then start tweaking and playing with your suspension little by little, getting different tires. These are bow ties. As you can see, they're 3.3s. They're bow ties. They're really great. Really great for street. Really great for dirt, clay. I mean, awesome for clay. but not so great in like mud or anything like that, because it gets caught up in there really good. But I just like them right now, because the tires that I have on my XD rims, I just don't like them unless it's in really mud and dirt. So anyways, I'll get right back to it. I know there's going to be some drilling and stuff like that going on with the rockers in the back, so I'll make sure to video that, and I'll pause it for right now, and I'll get back to you guys in a minute. Okay, so I actually caught myself as I was getting ready to start doing the back. I realized that the additional set screw that I had for here was actually to go down into here, which helps lock this system into place. I don't like it. I don't really like it. I don't know what I'm gonna do about that. But anyways, the two small set screws, it comes with 4 of them. 2 small set screws actually go in here, one there and one there, which help hold this in. But as you can see it, I don't, because it's back here. Here's the back. You see these back 2 screws come out after you take your wheelie bar off or whatever. If you have it, you have this additional sway bar link here. The 2 screws go in, and then right there you have the 2 set screws that go in that just, I think, just help stabilize it a little bit. I'll bring it up. So this piece here comes upright with your chassis, just to keep that stuff in line, and go from there. So I'll get going a little bit more, and I'll post get another part of this. Alright guys, as you can see, I've started here. I've removed the left rear rocker. I've actually removed the post as well. What you do is you take the post out, and the kit comes with, let me turn this down. Sorry guys. The kit comes with 2 of these washers. Each one goes on here on the thread side. Washer goes on the thread side, like so, and then reinstall the posts. Alright, I'm going to take a quick second here, because you're going to have to drill out your rocker arm, so you will need to have a drill. It has this jig, whatever you want to call it, right here. Now I'm going to kind of do something here, take a quick second. This is a drill. Rick DiMaggio, this is the battery. A good thing with these is when they're charged, the drills work really good and you don't really get mad, and you probably won't break them. Now the Ridges, they have this battery light here that tells me that I'm almost dead on this battery, but oh man, see, I happen to have another battery that's almost charged already. Just kind of throwing that out there. Figured I'd give you guys a little laugh. Sorry, Rick. Charge them batteries. So now that I just made that little segment, kind of calling my buddy Rick out, making a little laughy laugh about the batteries, I go to get ready to drill this, and I happen to look, because these rockers came from Rick. Hey! These rockers came from Rick, and they're already drilled for them. So I just want to take another second here and say thank you so much, Mr. Rick DiMaggio, and I think I mispronounce your last name all the time. Sorry if I do. For already drilling these holes for me. Appreciate it, buddy. Alright guys, I've got the back piece on. After you pre-drill that hole that is set with these rockers, and I'll kind of go through that little process with you real quick here on the next one. I just kind of wanted to get it going a little bit more. You put it in there and get it all set. I've got my link going just about parallel. It's a little bit shy of parallel, and I do that to get a little bit more resistance. Obviously, the more directly parallel it is, the less resistance it'll create. Means it'll flow better, which is good at times, but resistance is kind of a key a little bit here with a sway bar. Actual drivers will know that a little bit as well too. So just kind of creating a little bit more resistance with it, but I like the way it looks. It looks really cool. All right, as you can see with this, I think you see, there it is. I can see with this spacer here, it tells you what holes to do for what rockers. Now it only does P1s, P2, and P3s. Now I am using long travels. I use long travels on just about all my rigs. I just like the run of them. But what I did, if I were to make, because this doesn't go, so you have to kind of come up with something else. Now to make sure that the holes are done exactly the same place, what you can do is put a screw in. Now you're doing it on the short side of your travel. Okay, up here, or there you go, on the short side of your travel. Sorry, where it meets up with the actual shock itself, the shock head. So, and it's on the bottom piece of your rocker. Flip it upside down, throw a screw in on any sides, because this here to here on all three sides is the same. So any corner, throw a screw in. Now as you can see, it lines up perfectly. Okay, then you just pre-drill your hole through there. The kit does come with a drill bit, so it's the exact size that you need. Pre-drill your holes, then screw your screws in, and you can see it a lot better this way. There you go, how it goes into the bottom from the underside of it. And now the spacer that you put in on the mount head here, that is so that can ride without hitting your chassis. In a few minutes I'll have this side back together, and we'll get it going again. Alrighty guys, here it is, all done. Got the fronts on. Got them, those are running parallel to the chassis, as you can see. Not the shocks, but the chassis. As by paralleling the links to the chassis, that will give me the levelness of the chassis that I want. There's still a little bit of adjusting that I got to do on the height and whatnot of them, but that's pretty much it. This one's the same way. I got to raise that one up just a little bit and adjust the actual distance. But that's after I start testing it and working with it. I think that looks cool, real cool going back there. I wish I had black links for this, which I might change over to black links, or I'll add red since I've got the reds here. I might make I need to get this one red, but I might make them red links. So there it goes, guys. That's that. I will start another video, a second video, doing the quick changeover of my gear. So it should actually match up really good, because it's already at a 36 and this is a 36. So I think it was a 36. So cool. Thanks guys. Thanks for watching. Check out more. I will have my actual YouTube channel going by the end of this weekend. I just got to kind of figure out how to actually do it separately from my personal channel or whatever it is. So yeah, thanks guys.